Hey everybody, and welcome to this edition of Mindset Mondays. I'm Uncle Gary, and in this edition we're going to talk about what to do if you feel like you're in a rut or overwhelmed with how your life is going and you're sick of it. That's what we're going to deal with. Go ahead, like and subscribe, and click the little bell icon so you immediately hear when new videos are available. And if you do get value from this, please leave a comment. There's going to be some really good stuff, so stay till the end and don't forget to leave a comment down below about what you got from this video. In this video, we're going to talk about what to do if you're stuck or you feel like you're in a rut in your life and you're overwhelmed possibly and frankly just not enjoying how your life is going. Now, the way that you deal with this, and I do some coaching, so I have coaches that I talk to about this kind of thing, and I've dealt with a lot of people that have experienced this. I've even experienced it. And the way that you deal with this is you wake up every morning and you interrupt the patterns and the automatic nature that how things basically show up for you. The automatic way that feels like you're just going through the motions. You wake up and we're going to interrupt that. So that's in concept what I'm going to tell you. Now, the simplest way to do that is to wake up and do what's known as setting an intention. Okay. Now, when I say set an intention, what I mean by that is you literally choose who you're going to be that day. You choose what mood you're going to be in. You decide how you're going to behave. And you literally look at how you're going to show up in the world. Now, the way to access that is quite straightforward, but it's a question you can actually ask yourself, which is, who am I going to be? And then you answer that question. So are you going to be motivated? Are you going to be grateful? Are you going to be patient? Are you going to be determined maybe? All of these are available to you. Whatever your way of being you think would work for your day. That's what you basically get to do. And these are choices. You can choose to be any way you like. And know that it's really important that you choose a way of being that empowers you. So if you're going to choose to be cynical, choose to be frustrated, then that's what will happen. You'll create that life for yourself. I would invite you to choose something that empowers you. Look at who you would like to be, or someone that you know that's very famous or powerful or successful, and look at who they are, who you think they're being, and be like that. So go on and try on being a certain way. Now, if you decide how you're going to feel, you choose how you're going to feel, and then you take control of your day that way, by being that, by honoring what you said in the morning. You state your intention and then you do that through the day. You are taking the first step in creating a life that you love living, or creating a life worth living if you feel that yours is not worth living because you're in a rut or whatever. That's the first step in creating a really, really amazing life worth living. Now, it wouldn't be an Uncle Gary video if I didn't go one layer deeper and explain how this actually works. So stay with me because this part gets really interesting. I'm going to use an example that I heard from one of my coachees, and it will explain why this mechanically actually works. One of my coachees came to me and she said, you know, I was talking to this person and they said something to her and she got very angry. She said the person said X, and I got so irritated, I got so frustrated with them, I couldn't believe it. I just stormed off in a huff. And then she went on to say that, you know, she watches the TV and she sees these politicians, and the one politician said X and she couldn't believe it and she was outraged, and, you know, it's just ridiculous, and on she went. The last thing she ended off with was a family member. One of her family members said something to her and she was like, oh my God, I can't deal with them. I just got so cynical about it and I got so annoyed I left. This was the nature of our conversation. So what I had her do was I asked her to look, and I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Look for yourself for an example that you remember where someone said something to you and you got really angry, or you got very frustrated or cynical or annoyed or whatever the case was, something that really got you upset. Now I want you to look in that example. Keep that one in your mind. Look at that example and ask yourself, when that person said something to me and I got upset, who was calling the shots? Who was actually running your show? And what I think you'll find when you look at that question, and it does take something to step out of your own way and actually look at how you reacted, what you'll realize is that when someone says something to you that gets you to react a certain way, they are calling the shots. They call the tune, you do the dancing. Now, there's nothing wrong. We all have, an opinion, an assessment of how we think someone should or shouldn't think, or whatever the case is. But the point I'm making is that if someone says something to you and it causes you to react, you aren't in control. You don't have the power. So you get to choose how you react. And that's the key here. Your reactions and your actions are a choice. They are not given by someone else. So if someone said to me, you know what, Gary, Uncle Gary, the moon is made of green cheese, I don't need to get upset with that, even if I don't believe it, even if I don't agree with it. I don't lose my power because someone said something I don't like or don't agree with. I can choose my reaction. Now, you might think, no, I can't, that's not how they work. That might be just when you've become so repetitive and ingrained and trained in how you react to something that you've lost the ability to actually interrupt it. So that's where you get to play potentially. But the point of all of this is once you get that, if someone says something to you and you react, and that happens regularly, that you are not calling the show. You're not calling the shots. You're not running your show. So that's where you get to choose in the morning, state an intention, who you're going to be in that day. And when you choose who you're going to be, you call the shots. You run the show. That's the key. Once you have access to your power to say how your day is going to go, that is the first step in creating a life worth living, because you say how it's going to go. Now, this is a really, really powerful thing to try on. So go ahead, give it a shot. Try it for one day and like and subscribe. Give me a comment. Let me know if this made a difference for you. If it didn't, let me know that. If it did, tell me how. You don't have to give details, but just be general in, I thought this and then this happened and this is what I got from your video. I'd love to hear what you actually get from it. That's all for this week's Mindset Mondays. This is a really powerful thing. Set an intention in your day in the morning. Write it on a post-it note. Use lipstick on your face mirror where you put your makeup on. Put it in the front of your laptop screen before you start your day. Whatever it takes. State and set an intention. If you need to say it out loud, do that. But go ahead and give it a shot. I'm willing to bet you if you choose how your day's going to go, you'll start living a life worth living. Thank you very much for staying all the way to the end, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next Mindset Mondays.